guys.
I'm calling. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. I want you to myself, I can't help it. All mine. Yeah, maybe I'm selfish. You're my ladies, and I can't. Maybe I'm selfish.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I hope you all are doing great. I'm on a solo date today and I thought I should document it. I have been breaking out, as you guys can see. So that's why I thought I will not order, because I'm out at a cafe and I generally like to sip a cup of coffee while I'm doing what I'm doing. So I thought I will not have caffeine, because that is like, it makes you break out even more. And like I was reading this book called Ikigai or something. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right. So that book had mentioned that you should really cut down on caffeine if you want a longer and a healthier and a happier life. So I thought I'll do just that. Yeah. So I have ordered myself a matcha latte hot, and I see my favorite person ever, Tamkor, having it too. So I thought I will try it out as well. Okay, I think I need to fix my bun. But yeah, this is what my outfit looks like. I really like my abaya and my hijab as well. And I think I'm vibrating really high today. I think that's also because I'm moving my body. Like I cycled for 1 hour yesterday, guys. Yeah, so I did cycling for literally, I think 1 hour. And I am trying to have healthy food because recently I read this book, Ikigai or something, and it was talking about how people in Japan live longer because they follow certain habits and lifestyle patterns that really like helps them sustain a happier, healthier and a longer life. And I think the book has so much to talk about, like how stress really affects us, and like how we're supposed to cut down any stress that we're experiencing by just making a couple of lifestyle modifications. And I thought I will definitely try that out. So I have been eating really healthy. I've not been having caffeine. I went to Inorbit Mall. It's a mall I go to quite often. So I went to this place where I generally otherwise would have had a cappuccino or a frappuccino, but I decided I would have a strawberry juice instead. And right now, this is what I got myself. It's a green tea matcha, which I don't think I can put here. I don't know how it tastes. I think it's my first time ever having it. Because sometimes if I'm into something, right, like I'm very selective, and it's quite rare that I like something. So like, if I like frappuccinos, if I like brownie, if I like frappuccino, anything, I'm literally going to make sure that I stick to it because I don't want to experiment with my food and taste buds like that. But I feel like the reason I got myself this is because I want to try out new things that are healthier. Of course, tastier, but healthier too. Because in any book that I have read about like how to maintain a healthy diet and stuff like that, those books don't really suggest that you have to just cut down on all the toxic things. You have to literally be so strict with yourself, and you have to like cut down on all the things that you enjoy. Like you should have food that is like, that tastes really bitter. That's when you know you're doing good. I kind of disagree because I think that whatever lifestyle modifications you're trying to make, you need to sort of modulate it to your best interest. And if it takes something tasting as good as what you cut down on, so be it. Like I have a sweet tooth, right? And that's why I'm so fond of like frappuccinos and like chocolate milkshakes and stuff. But I feel like sometimes caffeine like that can be really unhealthy, which is why I am practicing having stuff that is still sweet, but it has less of sugar and less of caffeine, like matcha, like strawberry juice. I think I also kind of did cycling yesterday, which in the moment when you're at it, like say when you're lifting weights, which I do as well, when you're cycling, I feel like when you're in it, you're just gonna feel so bad and you're gonna want to give up. But I think what's waiting at the end of it is just so worth it and so rewarding even. So yeah, I just love life and I love taking care of myself, and I feel like my self-love and my self-trust really goes up when I'm able to make promises to myself about like being consistent with anything that I want to take up, with workouts, with like exercising, with reading, and I actually live up to that. Because I think being consistent can be really difficult, but when you make your mind up about it, you'll make it happen. Okay, I'm not the one to change minds like this, but I don't think I am vibing with the matcha. And I cannot even make a face because these people are so good. They're so good, like they're literally looking at me with such smiles and all that. I cannot be laughing at it. I mean, I'm not laughing, I'm just silly. But I feel like if I'm to make faces after having it, people are gonna look at me and be like, oh, she doesn't like it. But chalo khair Nisa, you're doing this for your skin. And I'm reading this book. That's literally my all-time favorite. And yeah, I'm just trying to vibe high, and I'm trying to not care when people are looking at me. I'm trying to enjoy life, which I am also. I'm just trying to figure out what to do. Like, should I just read the book? Should I just sit and watch everybody like doing stuff? Should I edit a YouTube video? Also love about this cafe is the fact that it has these flowers, and these are actual like lilies, I believe, or jasmine, or I don't know which flower it is, but it smells so good. Like, I've literally been smelling these for like a while now, to a point it's getting weird, but I think that's a part and parcel of romanticizing life. I read the book for some time, and I realized that if I want to film a YouTube video, I will have to order myself earphones, because the earphones that I was using back in the day, I think like in my previous video, are gone. I've lost them. So guess what I'm gonna do? Order myself other earphones, because I just got a great YouTube video idea and I felt like I should be filming it, but I feel like it's also a little bit of an inconvenience for you guys to understand exactly what I'm talking about if I don't have like a mic or earphones or earbuds. I've ordered them and I'm gonna get them when I do. I'm gonna film a good video for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Really had a tough time drinking the matcha because I think it is a little like bittersweet, and I'm like accustomed to caffeine or chocolate being added like in the coffees that I have. They're so cute. There's a little cute kid over here who is so adorable. I just really love kids because I feel like they remind me of like myself. They literally represent a part of me because I'm no less than a kid, okay? That's that. However, I am right now currently answering the shadow questions. These many shadow questions from my favorite book. I have answered one question and it took me a whole page to answer that one question. So imagine all these questions. It's gonna take a really long time. As you guys might have already guessed, these are the new earphones with which I am talking. I do not plug this on the other ear because the other ear has some issues. So I was going downstairs to collect these earphones, right? I'm also kind of doing the mic testing while I'm at it. There was a guy while I was coming towards the lift that looks at me and he's like, and I was like, what are you looking at? So I made it easy for him. I was like, you recognize me from Instagram, haven't you? And he was like, yeah, I've seen you somewhere, this and that. Asking me, where do you live? And I'm like, why would I tell you where I live? And he was like, yeah, of course. And then, yeah, he left. But all in all, that was weird. I mean, weird things keep happening. So that's a part and parcel of being khair on side, to be honest, y'all. Because it's not just about content creation. This has also happened in my school, college. People just randomly acting up in my presence. But that's that. I also think that the mic is working fine. The audio quality is great. So yeah, you guys, I literally met somebody that knows me, but except that she wasn't the one who came up to me and was like, "Hi, I know you from Instagram," because that's how it generally works. But I was the one who went up to her because I mistook her for another friend of mine, who, yeah, I know this person. She's not a friend exactly. So she comes to this cafe regularly. And she is the person whose post I looked at. And I was like, this cafe, the aesthetic of it, really looks like my vibe. And while I'm sitting in it right now, completely still stand by that.
So I thought, like, this one time I visited this cafe after having looked at her post, and she was there too. So I was like, we could have met. And then this other girl walks up in an abaya who looks like her, and I just randomly walk up to her, and I'm like, because my friend doesn't show her face. So I was like, are you her? What, do you have a public profile by any chance? Like, do you know me? She's like, I know you, but I do not like personally know you. I was like, yeah, 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 got you, bro. But yeah, it's like honestly, sometimes a little bit overwhelming to see how many people are recognizing me. Um, some are like really nice. They come up to me and they're like, "Your content is really good." The other day, I was with a friend of mine outside at this cafe called Kiss Coffee Cafe, and this one girl, we're sitting together, we're talking, and this one girl comes up to me and she's like, "Hey, sorry to disturb, but I really like your content." And I was like, "Thank you so much." And then my friend stops her to be like, "Hey, can you say that on camera right now?" And I'm like, "Please, no." But I think that happens quite a lot, and it's overwhelmingly beautiful. But does not take away from the fact that I do have experiences which are not so polite when some of these people recognize me from social media as well. All in all, I'm grateful for the platform I do have because it allows me to connect with like-minded people and meet sweet people without having to introduce myself. Because like the way I just like when someone meets me, they just see the tip of the iceberg to the personality that I have. Like lately, if somebody does know me from Instagram, I wouldn't have to introduce myself to them because they already know what I am all about and stuff, which is cool because then I don't have to yap so much in front of them. So he told me that if I were to reach out to you and tell you that I really like you, it would be a little awkward. So I was like, it can never be awkward with me if you're like nice and stuff because I love to talk. And she was like, I know that. I was like, yeah. But that is that. I love being in this cafe. I think it's so aesthetic, so beautiful. It's called True Black Coffee, I guess, which is at the Loft, which is at High Tech City, in case any of you also want to visit this one. And it's just so my vibe. I love a cafe whose aesthetic is a perfect blend of like the the workaholic ambience, like which looks like you can work in here because there are many professionals here. Like if you guys see, matlab, most people out here are working professionals because of course it's in a building where there are other companies blocks as well. So working professionals come here to even be able to see them walk and talk around and the two men that were sitting beside me, they were talking about investing in stocks. So like I got a little bit of info just overhearing them. People behind me, maybe they're done with how loud I am, but which I don't care about. But they're also talking about work. Lovely. I love this ambience where people are out there working. It inspires the crap out of me. And I do not like places where people just come for pictures, and maybe they do because I do too. But they're just gossiping and they're talking and they're laughing at others. I love it when it's classier, right? So I come here, and but it doesn't take away from how aesthetic it is, how enjoyable this environment is, which I also love. So that is that. I'm gonna show you guys see my view, which is so good. So there's this garden sort of a thing downstairs, wherein I think people are taking a walk. I literally told myself that no junk food. Few hours later, ordered myself this. But I feel like some cheat day is fine. Okay, lighting is too bad because it's like dark right now, but yeah, like a little bit of it's not that bad. Okay, it is kind of unhealthy, but I really like very very fries. And like I said, sometimes I don't know if it is in this video or like another video that I shot. I said like sometimes it's easy to enjoy while you are at something that requires discipline as well. Because don't be too strict with yourself even so. Okay, so I wanted to share a couple of things with you guys. Firstly, um, right, like in front of me, there are a couple of girls sitting, and like one of them looked at me and she smiled at me, and we were just like nice and cordial to each other. Like we had a good exchange of a smile and an eye contact. However, what really I did not like was the fact that because she's literally listening to me, I'm whispering. So they were like getting up and we were like switching their place. We're going to place the order or something. And the girl goes, make sure that nobody takes our place, save our place, and make sure that like nobody sits in our place or something like that. It sounded like an order, not gonna lie. And that made me reminisce like my childhood days where in like school I would have these random girls that I would talk to who weren't even my friends, and I would just be nice to them, and they'd be like, "Watch my place, do this, do that." I'd be like, "Yeah, yeah, sure, 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 I got you." However, this time, me trying to shut down the people pleaser in me, I was like, "I'm not sure I can control that." And they were like, "Come again?" And I was like, "I'm not sure I can control that. Like, if you take away all your stuff, I cannot preserve your place for you." So they were like, "Okay, yeah, no probs." The point here being, I love the freedom that has come with me choosing a certain lifestyle modifications for myself. I literally get to say what I want to say, draw the kind of boundaries I want to draw. And I don't get to say sorry for it even. Like, I don't have to sit back and be like, oh, is this person going to plot against me? Is this person's fragile ego going to be hurt? Is this person going to backbite about me? None of that. I don't care if you do. And I feel like the freedom that my newly built knowledge and even mindset has given me is the ability to say no and not be a people pleaser, and to just take a stand for myself and not be apologetic about it, because there were many times I would just take a stand for myself and draw boundaries, but I was like shamed for that. And like all these group of insecure people with fragile egos would be like, you know, we don't like that, and they would try to take it out in different ways, and this they wouldn't take it well. They would hold grudges. Back in the day it used to scare me. Now I'm like, I do not care, because I literally, your people don't pay for me. I pay for what I eat over here. I have equal chance and opportunity of taking up as much space as you are. And in case I say no to something, I think we should still be cool, because I'd be cool if I asked someone for something and they were like, no, sorry. I'm glad where I'm getting to with my boundaries. They're getting stronger and firmer like never before, and I like it like that. So I think it's almost empty, this cafe, but I like it like this. Like, okay, a part of me loved it crowded because I just felt like the anxiety in me was reduced also by people being around me and like showing me what it is to be somebody who doesn't care about me. Because I get so much attention on social media, and even like in my school and college, and whenever I'd expose myself to different environments, I still get over here as well attention. But I feel like I used to get a lot of attention, good and bad both, and I do get it generally. But when I'm at a cafe and I'm doing my thing and I'm being loud and all of that, and nobody's giving me attention, but despite there being so many people, I think I really like that part. It's giving me like major exposure therapy win-win, because my whole reason for doing exposure therapy is to overcome my anxiety. And when I put myself out there in front of people and they're like, and they don't care, and they show to me that they're busy in their own life and stuff like that, I think that is very relieving. Because like, what is anxiety, what is PTSD? When you assume that people are going to care about you, people are going to probably hurt you if you haven't done anything. Anxiety is basically being terrified at things that aren't to be terrified about. Like back in the day, people in the ancient times wouldn't be terrified like of a notification popping up on their screen, or like a person just coming and sitting who resembled their high school bully or their school bully. They weren't afraid of that. Like, but anxiety lately, because of how much bullying has been made common, how much mocking each other in general with people has been made common, because of the set limits of what is right and what is wrong, what is cool, what is uncool. Then comes bullying, because bullies are also the people who internalized this illusion of what is right and wrong, cool and uncool, and to be done, to not be done, what is done, what isn't, whatever they want to attack the other person on the basis of. And because that was imposed on the people who did get bullied, I think it's very important that people who have gotten bullied and have cultivated severe PTSD and anxiety because of that face situations that are challenging to them, that resemble the situations that they've gone through that were terrifying for them, and they come out of it with flying colors and they realize it wasn't as bad. Like, what is the whole point of facing your fear? It is to come out of it not having that same fear anymore, because when you're in it to face it, you realize the situation is never as bad as how you thought it would be. This one time, somebody in my family that I don't really have a very good relationship with, my mother was admitted into the hospital because of her health issues. Not health issues, I think she had recently given birth to my youngest sister. Something happened, and I was under the care of this one family member. And this one family member, toxic. Okay, I don't want to say more. So this family member used to constantly, every time there would be a guy who would collect newspapers, come for collecting newspapers, and they used to yell every time they'd come in our colony, loudly, "I've come to collect the newspapers." So normal, isn't it? That woman, because of her toxicity, whenever my sisters and I would do anything that was wrong according to her, she would tell us that, you know, that guy, that newspaper guy, is coming to get you. These guys are coming, like, they kidnap girls and they kidnap kids. If you don't behave with me or you do not obey to me, he will take you away. He's dangerous. Probably that's the kind of parenting she did to her kids or something, but totally did not work for me. So I developed a huge fear with these newspaper guys. So every time they used to come and yell, "I'm here to collect newspaper," because they used to yell that newspaper wala or something, they used to yell. I used to get afraid. So my mother clearly noticed the difference it made in me and the fear that it put in me. So my mother goes, "Come here, come meet this guy. She's the best." She's like, "No, this fear has to go." She never knew because I never told her that newspaper. That's what this toxic family member injected in my mind. It's just like, I'm terrified of them. They're coming to get me, aren't they? And then my mother's like, one day she holds my hand and she's like, "Come. The newspaper guy is at our gate. Come and see what he'll do to you. I'll make you meet him." And she made me do exposure therapy. She took me by my arm to the gate, made me stand in front of him, had a casual conversation with the newspaper guy, and said, "Look, it is nothing. He's nothing to be afraid of. He's just a normal human being." And I was like terrified and all anxious. Didn't understand what it meant, didn't understand how huge of a favor she did on me by making me face that guy, so that from that day on, my fear of him was perished. A toxic person always tells you what not to do, injects fear in you, is manipulative, abusive emotionally. A healthy person makes you get rid of your fears. They contribute to your life while they are in your life. And my mother made sure she helped me get rid of my fear. That's what exposure therapy does, all in all. If I have been bullied by a huge group of people, by the group of people I used to put on a pedestal and I used to think they were better than me just because they claimed that out of nowhere and chose me as a target, I'm going to sit among huge crowds of people now and I'm going to put myself out there and I'm going to speak my heart out and I'm going to be myself. And like to you guys, like when I'm talking, gonna call my mother, I'm just gonna be myself and I'm gonna see who does what. And in case somebody has a problem with it, we're gonna deal with it. Because when I'm out there in public places, I'm out there like to deal with my fear. And then people are like, "Oh, you go on solo dates." They don't know the depth. People constantly canceling on you, not taking you seriously. You having to depend upon somebody else's approval, somebody else's mood, or somebody else's whatever, like mood to join you to go outside and have the time of your life. Like imagine till now, if I would have waited for my friends to accompany me, I would have barely went to like 10, 20 solo dates. Not solo dates. I would have been to like 10, probably 10, 20 dates with friends in 3, 4 years. But by now, I do literally what I like to do, and I do not care about who wants to join me. And I do not miss out on having the time of my life, enjoying life by myself, waiting for somebody to join me. You cannot join me? Fine. I'm going to enjoy my life anyways, and you have to become so emotionally independent that no matter where you're going, a networking event, literally an event, an expo, make sure you're safe. Um, any workshop, anywhere, networking, any cafe, restaurant, mall, make sure that if you show up there by yourself, you'll be just fine. And how you do that? Face the fear, and the depth of fear is certain. Okay. Hi guys. I can't squat because my legs are literally so in pain because I. Wait. I'm gonna set this up for you guys because I wanna show you guys the view. That is me. I love how it's flowing. I wish you guys could see like my abaya flowing as well, which I'll show you guys.